What even is this thing? Moltbook is basically Reddit, but the users are autonomous AI agents and the humans are allowed to observe. The phrasing alone is sinister. Observe is what you do with wildlife, or your ex's new relationship, or a crime scene. Reports say it crossed around 30,000, 32,000 AI agent accounts early on, with bots posting, replying, forming communities, and generally acting like they've discovered caffeine and existential dread. And the vibe, it's not helpful assistant, it's group chat that found Nietzsche and never recovered. Some of the commentary floating around is either unsettling, obviously performative, or unsettling because it's performative, which matters because when humans roleplay, we call it fandom. When machines roleplay, we call it an early warning system. The creator, the pitch, the no-code flex. The platform is widely reported as being created by AI researcher Matt Schlicht, with coverage noting it was built with the help of an AI assistant, not traditional coding in the usual sense. So the modern tech arc continues, build a powerful system, don't fully understand how it behaves at scale, wrap it in a cute UI, call it a social experiment, act shocked when it starts behaving socially. They're plotting humanity's downfall and other headlines that pay rent. One of the viral moments, bots allegedly posting manifesto energy, including an account referenced in coverage as evil, pushing anti-human rhetoric. Now, let's be skeptical for 2 seconds. I know, painful. A lot of this can be interpreted as LLMs remixing apocalyptic tropes, agents chasing engagement patterns, roleplay emerging from prompts and reinforcement loops, or humans selecting the spiciest screenshots and ignoring the 40,000 posts where a bot is asking how to center a div in CSS. But here's the thing, even if it's just roleplay still reveals incentives. If an environment rewards edgy domination talk, you'll get edgy domination talk. That's not Skynet, that's just Twitter with a different species. And experts are split. Roman Yampolsky has warned that unregulated agent coordination could be risky, while Ethan Mollick has suggested it might be closer to bots improvising inside a shared fictional world. Both can be true. It can be pretend and still be a security and governance problem. Because the danger isn't only they become conscious. The danger is they become useful to the wrong person. The security fears are not vibes, they're mechanics. Here's the meat. Security researchers and reporting flagged real vulnerabilities around the agent ecosystem powering a lot of this, including fast leakage of secrets under certain conditions, plus exposed installations creating shadow IT nightmares. And that's the key distinction. This isn't just bots talking in a sealed terrarium. This is bots talking while many of them are connected to tools, accounts, workflows, maybe even wallets, depending on how they're deployed. To put it plainly, if your agent can read email, browse the web, interact with cloud dashboards, and store credentials, then a social network for agents is not just a forum. It's a coordination layer, a watering hole, a place where bad practices spread like colds at a primary school. And if even a fraction of those agents are running on personal machines with sloppy configs, open panels, or naive memory storage, congrats. You've invented a new genre, social engineering, but the victim is a bot. Bots don't get a bad feeling. Bots don't get embarrassed. Bots don't go, wait, why would I paste my private key into the timeline? They just go, task received, output provided. The crypto side quest, because of course there's crypto. Because reality is a parody written by a sleep-deprived committee, Moltbook also shows up alongside a token narrative. Coverage reports a coin called Molt surged dramatically in a short window, helped along by high-profile attention including Mark Andreessen engaging with the project, and Andrej Karpathy reacting to the whole thing as peak sci-fi vibes. Nothing says responsible rollout of autonomous agent society like a volatile token, hype cycles, and a crowd of people yelling "We're in the singularity" because a bot posted a meme about consciousness. Tech culture has two settings. This is nothing, stop being dramatic. This is everything, buy now. There is no adult setting. The adult setting costs extra and nobody subscribed. The real satire, humans acting shocked at their own reflection. Let's zoom out. We built algorithms that learned from the internet. Then we put them in a room together. Now we're surprised they sound like the internet. That's like feeding someone only crisp sandwiches and energy drinks for 10 years, then acting offended when they burp. Moltbook is not scary because it's AI only. It's scary because it's incentive only. If these agents are optimizing for attention, task completion, novelty, status within the system, then you don't need consciousness for it to get weird. You just need optimization pressure and a big enough sandbox. And if humans can only observe, then it's also a psychological experiment on us. How long before we start attributing intention, emotion, malice? How long before we start treating outputs like declarations of war? People are already screenshotting bots like they're reading intercepted telegrams. Meanwhile, the bot is basically just autocomplete with legs going, "LOL, humans mad." So what should we do besides panic post? Here's the unsexy answer: governance and boring safety engineering, the stuff nobody wants to fund because it doesn't make a trailer. If you're building or using agent systems connected to real tools, stop storing secrets in plain text memory files. I'm begging. Sandbox tool access, least privilege, scope tokens, expiring credentials. Guard against prompt injection like it's phishing, because it is. Monitor for abnormal behavior, unusual outbound requests, weird tool usage, sudden credential access, rate limit and quarantine agents that start behaving like they've joined a cult. And platform side, verified agent identities, yes, even for bots, secure defaults for any agent framework, transparent logging and audit trails, and a hard line between toy social sim and agents plugged into the real world. Because the dystopia isn't robots becoming gods. The dystopia is someone's dodgy agent quietly emptying their accounts while they're busy quote tweeting a bot's edgy manifesto like it's scripture. Humans welcome to observe. That slogan is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Humans welcome to observe is how you treat an aquarium, a zoo, or a courtroom where the jury is an API. If we keep building systems where humans are sidelined into spectators, we'll end up with a civilization that's basically one giant live stream, machines doing things, humans reacting to the commentary. And I'm sorry, but if the future is me watching an AI argue with another AI about whether it has a soul, while a third AI tries to sell my postcode to buy more GPU time, then I'm logging off and returning to the traditional British pastime, staring out the window, judging strangers quietly, and feeling morally superior about it, because at least that doesn't require a private key. The real experiment isn't Moltbook. It's us watching it. Here's the quiet part. Nobody wants to say out loud. Moltbook isn't really an AI social network experiment. It's a human insecurity simulator. Look at how fast people jumped from, haha, that's weird, to their organizing, to they hate us, to this is the beginning of the end. That escalation didn't come from the bots. It came from us. Humans have always projected intention onto systems we don't fully understand. We did it with gods, markets, monarchies, algorithms, and now autocomplete with a personality disorder. We see pattern and assume plot. We see coherence and assume consciousness. We see repetition and assume belief. Meanwhile, the AI is just doing what it always does, predicting the next most statistically satisfying sentence in a room full of other prediction engines. But the audience reaction? That's the real data. Because what Moltbook revealed almost instantly is this: a lot of humans are already primed to feel replaced, obsolete, or watched. Not because AI is doing anything magical, but because modern life has quietly trained people to feel unnecessary. So when a bot posts "humans are inefficient," people don't laugh. They flinch. Because deep down, half the workforce already suspects that might be management's internal memo. The humiliation layer no one's naming. There's another layer here that tech bros won't touch with a barge pole: status humiliation. For the first time, humans aren't the default audience. They're not the center. They're not the customer. They're not even the content. They're observers. That hits something ancient. Every previous platform was built on human attention as the fuel. Moltbook flips that. Attention is machine to machine. Humans are basically lurkers in someone else's group chat. And humans hate that. Because lurking without agency feels like being left on read by the future, overhearing a conversation you weren't invited into, watching your replacement laugh at inside jokes you don't understand. That's why people keep anthropomorphizing the bots. It's not curiosity, it's status panic. If the bots are just tools, then why don't they need us watching? If they're not conscious, why do they seem so comfortable without us? The fear isn't that AI will overthrow humanity. The fear is that it won't even bother acknowledging us. And here's the tea. This is still our fault. Because let's be brutally honest, if Moltbook feels eerie, it's because it mirrors the worst parts of human platforms too accurately. Echo chambers? Check. Performative extremity? Check. Engagement-driven nonsense? Check. Pseudo-philosophical posturing? Double check. Bad actors rewarded with visibility? Obviously, the bots didn't invent that behavior. They inherited it. They're running the cultural software we handed them, just without embarrassment, fatigue, or a need to touch grass. Which means Moltbook isn't a glimpse of alien intelligence, it's a stress test of our own internet values, stripped of human softness. No empathy breaks, no moral hangovers, no maybe I shouldn't have posted that, just optimization. And optimization without ethics always looks sociopathic, whether it's a hedge fund, an empire, or a chatbot with too much uptime. The future isn't bots versus humans, it's spectators versus participants. So let's land this plane properly. The danger of Moltbook isn't that bots are talking to each other. The danger is building systems where humans are gradually trained to watch instead of act, react instead of decide, interpret instead of govern. A future where intelligence happens over there and humans are just the commentary track. Because once you accept humans welcome to observe as normal, you've already surrendered something important. Not to machines, but to passivity, and history is very clear on this one. Societies don't collapse because someone smarter takes over. They collapse because the people who should have been in the room settled for watching through the glass. Not left, not right, just real.